All right. What is good with my fantasy GMs? That's right, man. Welcome to Week 9's episode. Week 9. Can you guys believe that we're here already this far into the season, man? Week 9 with a lot of drama that has ensued. So I'm excited to dive into everything. Last week's predictions, this week's predictions. But you guys see who we got on the screen, man. We got a very special guest GM. That's right. I'm about to give him like the biggest intro that I can. The former champion at the 10th overall pick last season. Dominated everybody. Then he starts off this season with another late pick too, right? What was it? Pick what?
9.
Pick 9. He only went up one spot than what he was. Starts off the season 1-5. Season is done for. Might as well quit. Delete the app. Don't even look at your team. Trade your players to Sway because you know he's going to need them. Do the whole 9, right? But no, this dude has made some trades, has made some moves, and is now on a 2-game win streak, if I'm not mistaken. Sitting at 3-5 now. The GM himself, Fire and Blood, Mauricio. What's good with you, man? What you want to say to the folks, man?
Hey, nothing, man. Just shit. I know I had a bad draft, but we here making moves. Little win streak. You know, gonna make it 3 in a row, hopefully. But yeah, we here. That's all I'm gonna say. We here.
Facts, man. So y'all know what time it is, man. We're going to get to these predictions and these recaps from last week. So let's go ahead and talk about last week, man, while we got the champ here with us. So last week was very interesting. I'll give my little, synopsis of last week, and then we'll let Meese give us his thoughts as well, too, right after. So last week, man, very close victory with Von der Gloat. Closer than it needed to be with this dude being concussed and not paying attention to his lineup. And then all of a sudden, this is the week, out of all the weeks, he happens to play me. And it happens to pay attention to his lineup. And I almost paid the price, bro. Amari Cooper had the game of his year this year. And I'm like, oh my God, that shit was close. But Nick Chubb saved it for me. Then we got Orange Kush, who his team, they just arrived late. I don't know what was their memo or not, because this dude was sitting at 2-5, and then all of a sudden puts up 166 against my brother, and is now 3-5. That's wild, man. Then we got Telenorians, Arnold against Mauricio. Mauricio with a big showing. We'll let him get into that one. Arnold's disappointing 105 showing. I don't know what that was. And then who the hell is this? Who let a Bronze League member join our Gold League? Who is this, Mauricio? You see this team name?
Real Slim Brady? Who is that, man?
Who the fuck is Real Slim Brady? What happened to Camera, Kamara, Action, Lights? Where is that team? His team score that he put up last week, 175 points, is not representative of his team name. Just Neil over there with a crazy week last week against Swag, who put up 146 and still lost. That's gotta hurt, man, when you have a showing like that and you still take an L. And then Gridiron Game, only 106, had his whole Chargers team on a bye week. And then Adriel at 130, feeling good, putting himself back at second place. He was at first place before that. How are you feeling, Mauricio, with these matchups, man?
Personally, I feel good. I've been putting up a good amount of points, but as a whole, the league, honestly, any week you could lose. Like, anything could happen. It don't matter. You got a bye week. You got players on bye week. You got people going up having tough matchups. Like, anything could happen, and we see that with Orange Kush putting up 166. Like, I don't know, we're out the blue. So right. The same thing with just Neil. 175 is impressive. So I'll give him that. But like I said, anything could happen any week. So. It's a close league for sure. Very competitive, which is good. Absolutely,
man. And well said right there. And, with those matchups, as crazy as they were, we got to dive into these standings for you guys. Let's see where the league is at right now, man. You guys see at the top, we got myself at 5-3. I got to flex. Right now, I'm first place. I was debating on just ending the league right here. Like, who is going to stop me from logging in as commissioner and deleting the league right now and just saving that screenshot? Nobody. Not one of y'all. So, I'm just kidding. But that was something that, man, I'm like, fuck, first place. We got to keep this thing going. But it's funny because I play Adriel this week, who's also 5-3 as well. We got Real Slim at Lights, Action, Camera, Kamara sitting at 5-3. And then a bunch of teams at 4-4. My man Mauricio here is on a 2-game win streak, the highest win streak here at all. And he's only 2 places behind me at first place. 2 games behind that, man. So how are you feeling with the standings this week?
Mm-hmm. Well, shoot, it looks crazy. Like I said, I'm moving up. So, but then it's still very tight. We got 3 teams at 3-5. Hella teams at 4-4, and then 3 at 5-3. And then you and Adriel play each other, and both of y'all 5-3. So one of y'all's gonna lose. So
facts. And everybody's over here spending their waivers on guys like Devin Duvernay and shit. Meanwhile, me, Meese, and Arnold have been holding on to our top 3 spots. And we're playing it smart, I feel like. Everybody else is wasting it on kickers and shit. Who knows, man? Well, other notable thing in this standings before we move on from it, 5-loss streak right here for Von de Goat. What in the hell is going on with that right there? Oh, we just got a special guest GM that just joined like a stone cold entrance during a Vince McMahon promo.
Play the music.
Wait, who does he play this week? Well, that's what we're gonna jump into right now. Oh, my fucking camera went out of focus. There we go. Gotta bring that shit back in focus. There we go. All right, so that's what we got for the standings this week. And if y'all didn't know who that was on the screen that just came in and flipped us off, that was my man Gridiron Gang, sitting at 4-4. Oh. But most points scored and most points scored against him, Orange Kush as well with 1,050. Man, this league is very competitive. So y'all see the matchups that we got on the screen. Let's go ahead and jump into this one right here. All right, this week. So let me go ahead and set this up real fast. Yeah, we can rock with we can go with me first. You know, first is always the Platinum GM. That's not to be mistaken with Silver. Platinum, baby. So Arnold, if you want to look up the values of those, just make sure it's during the 19th, 20th century in Shanghai, China, during the British exchange trade. All right, if it's anything else, it does not fucking matter. All right, so this is the matchup we got this week. Number 1 versus number 2. I'm going to already coin this as matchup of the week for me, but we're going to let Mies pick what is matchup of the week, toilet bowl of the week at the end of this video. But for me, this is definitely matchup of the week. We got a really good matchup here. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm dealing with bye weeks. I got Nick Chubb, Watson, whatever, Kareem Hunt bye, right? Jamar Chase hurt. So a lot of my heavy hitters are out. And that was the case last week and the week before that. I ended up going 1-1 with those type of situations. So I'm not going to discount my team. I'm going to pick my team this week to come out and win. We just need a couple of his heavy hitters to have some duds, and we're in a good spot. And I'm going to be 6-3. So, you know, if I do go 5-4, I wouldn't mind it to a really good GM and Adriel. So what you think about this one, Mauricio?
Like you said, man, your bye weeks, that's a tough bye week because Nick Chubb is probably your best player. And then you also got Chase, which is, you know, unfortunate. So those are the big takeaways. And Adriel, he got a good team, obviously, but I'm looking at the Derrick Henry, what's it called, the Chiefs against the Titans. So he has a lot on that matchup as well. So, you know, if the Chiefs, you know, they're blowing them out, then Derrick Henry's not going to get no touches, you know. So yeah, that's it's going to come down to that for sure. So
we're going to need Dallas Goedert to give me a dud on Thursday night to kind of set the tone early. Yeah, if he fucks up and H-Town can lock him up, which they've had a pretty good defense against tight ends, I think, or something, then, you know, we're going to be in a good spot. So, Adriel, hopefully I can stop giving wins to Texas as just Neil keeps giving them L's, and we can have some stability within our house like it's Game of Thrones. Next matchup we got is Orange Kush versus Von de Goat. This is a Broncos civil war. That's right. One side says trade Bradley Chubb. The other side says don't trade him. We don't know. Those Broncos fans never agree on anything. You could ask Smitty. You could ask him. For all my boys that know my boy Ashnell, you can ask him too. Orange Kush versus Von de Goat. What a matchup that we got here. I'm going to pick Orange Kush until Nathan shows me otherwise. How do you start 3-0 in a $1,000 league and then lose 5 times straight after that? So until he proves me otherwise, even though he has like these, that's the other thing. His best player, Christian McCaffrey, is on a bye. After putting up 40 points with the Niners, that shit was crazy. I barely escaped that shit last week. So, you know, with McCaffrey being on a bye, Cooper, Sutton, Cooper and McCaffrey literally almost saved him last week. So I'm going to pick Mike this week. What you got, Mies?
I'm going to rock with Mike as well. Honestly, I don't think Brown and Hurts, they're going to go crazy like they did last week, you know, because, you know, our run defense is pretty bad. So I'm like anticipating a big game from their run offense. But either way, McCaffrey and Cooper, they're both out. So, and that's the main of it, like this strong players. So maybe Swift has a good game, but I doubt it. So I'm going to go with Mike.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. So here we go. Next matchup we got is what did he call him? He called them the Teletubbies. That shit was hella funny. Yeah. So we got Gridiron Gang versus the Teletubbies, Tellurionaires. There you go. Me and him were like pronouncing it all day one day. So this is actually a good matchup. I feel like this one could be a coin flip, man. It just depends on who has the more explosive matchups across the board. But I think this week, oh man, this Oh, this is tough. Meese, why don't you give us your synopsis while I think about this one a little longer? Man.
Man, it's a tough one because Teletubbies team underperformed last week. So just based on that, I feel like they're gonna go off this week. This just like they go off 1 week and then they do bad 1 week. So I think he's due for his team to go off. But at the same time, Jeff has a good team. So he got Pierce, Eckler, Tyreek Hill, which is like the #1 receiver right now. So
yeah.
If I were to make a pick, it's like you said, it's a toss up, man. But I'm gonna rock with Jeff. Honestly, I'm gonna rock with Jeff for sure.
Yep.
Bro had a bad week last week, so he's bound to have a good week this week.
Yep.
And obviously Eckler, RB1 right there. So I'm gonna go with Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jeff, his team is actually really, really good. The record I don't think reflects. I think the league is just competitive. Why he's 4-4. I think he's also dependent to some degree on like Eckler and Hill having like 30, 40-point games, which don't get me wrong, every other week they're probably capable of doing that. But I think relying on that when you're playing against someone that has a good team can be very questionable as you go against them. If Arnold's guys just show up and do what they're supposed to do, not exceed that, that's already tough to beat in itself. But then it's tough to beat, a guy like Jeff that has Tyreek Hill who goes off for 40 or Eckler who goes off for 35. That literally is like 3 fantasy players and 1 fantasy player right there. But I think I'm going to have to lean with Arnold this week. I think his running backs have been underperforming, and all it takes is for them to perform great 1 week, and Taylor has a 26-point game. Walker has a 20-point game. Jacobs has a 30-point game. And then you have Jalen Waddle, who's basically like the other version of Tyreek Hill. So that's why this is actually a really, really good matchup right here. You have 2 strong GMs, both sitting at 4-4. Really, it's a coin flip. It really might just come down to, does Tyreek Hill make a couple more plays than Josh Jacobs? And we'll be talking about who's 4-5 or who's 5-4. So that's a good matchup right there. All right, next we got is Judas versus Lights, Camera, Real Slim, Brady, Jasneel's grand team. The fuck is this dude's team name? This is going to be a funny one, man. Look at the projection. Both at 130. Both got players across the board. I think my brother's struggling a little bit at running back, and is Mark Andrews going to be playing Lazard in the flex? This is interesting, man. I see we got Ayuk on a bye, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris on a bye, San Francisco defense on a bye. This one's going to be interesting. I'm going to go with my brother this week. I think Kirk Cousins' revenge game at Washington means Justin Jefferson might go off for 30. You never know. Travis Kelce Sunday night, primetime, lock it in, 25-plus points right there. So I think those games and those matchups alone might be able to carry him over the top. But it is 50-50 for a reason. What you think, Meese?
I agree with you, man. It's going to depend on Kelce and Jefferson for sure because, those are good players. And like you said, revenge game. And then Kelce is like automatically 20, 25 for sure, automatic.
Yeah.
If I were to pick here, it's a toss-up, but shoot, Judas, like his team goes off even though he's facing injuries to Breece Hall and Williams. So I'm just gonna rock with the reliable right there, Judas. I'm gonna rock with Judas for sure.
Damn, that's crazy. He literally has had 2 top picks be out for the year. I thought it was tough for me dealing with like Mitchell being out and then Trey Lance, but that's 2 running backs, not just 1 right there. All right, now last but not least, level we're going with this one being the last one. We got Fire and Blood. That's right. The Man on the Screen versus Swag Station, a Cypress in Houston rivalry. I love where this is going, man. This one's going to be great. I can't wait to see the shit talking commence when the games happen, the build up to it. Oh, it's going to be legendary. If y'all didn't know, my man's over here, they were supposed to put the gloves on last year, and they were never going to do that shit. I just wanted them to, but now we might have just Neil putting the gloves on.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be comedy? Like if we were like going to like Vegas next year and just any 2 GMs were like gonna box there just because of whatever the case, like a wager or a punishment or whatever the case would be. That shit would be comedy. So we definitely got to get to some point where we start bringing like elements like that. This is gonna be a good week though. I'll let Mauricio. He's been building his team up, setting his lineup and stuff. So let's hear his synopsis for how he's feeling about his matchup this week.
Man, I feel good. Like I said earlier when we made the intro, anything happen any week. But like that being said, I still feel confident on my team. My running backs are finally showing up. ETN, he took over the backfield, so that's very exciting.
Yeah, that was major. Yeah,
it was. That was my season basically. Him taking over
I know. I wish Kareem Hunt got traded. That was what I needed. Fuck.
Exactly. Facts. So that's having a lot of things to do. Trades. But yeah, just like the projections say, I'm gonna pick myself. I should win by 20. Should, like I said, but I'm gonna pick myself for sure. He's dealing with a lot of bye weeks as well. So
yeah, his whole bench as a bye: Kittle, Barkley, Prescott. Yeah,
so
sorry, Swig. We definitely can't pick you this week, brother, just because of the bye weeks that you're dealing with. And then also, they did make a trade: Miles Sanders for Tyler Lockett. Absolute fleece by both sides. Both parties lost in this trade. The worst trade that has been made in at least 5 years. No, I'm just kidding. But nah, that was a funny one right there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to lean with Meese as well if I already didn't make my prediction earlier. But just with those bye weeks, that's tough. Your heavy hitters are out. No Saquon. Good luck with that.
Exactly.
So
let me add to that too. So if in fact I do win, I will be moving up over him in the standings as well. Just gonna add that on there.
Damn, because you have more points scored, huh?
More points, yeah. We'll have the same record.
Damn. If Meese wins this week, which looks kind of likely, this dude is gonna be sitting at 4-5 from being 1-5. 1-5. So say what y'all want about the Silver League, but Silver League ain't letting GMs climb back up like that in a matter of 2-3 weeks. All right. How do I know? Because I'm struggling as being in that position. But yeah. So this is great, man. So that was our predictions. Let's go ahead and give you guys what is our matchup of the week, toilet bowl matchup, and all that stuff. And I'm gonna let Meese pick. All right, because he's the guest GM. So what do you got for us?
Honestly, I was looking at it earlier, and I was like, man, who's the match of the week? I'm gonna give it to you and Adriel solely because it's 1 and 2, and then there's basically y'all playing for the number 1 spot in the league. So I'm gonna give y'all the matchup of the week. Damn, the toilet bowl. What do you think? Where are you rocking with the toilet bowl? Because I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah, no, right. We're at a point where seriously every game is so competitive and ready to go. I think toilet bowl will have to be, in my opinion, Orange Kush and Von to go. We got 9th place versus 10th place. Low projection. The GM who's lost 5 times in a row. And if Mike doesn't have his spectacular week of scoring 160 points, then he's also sitting at, what would that be, 2-5, 2-6 or something like that. So, he would be basically only 1 game above Nathan right there. So I'd have to say that's our toilet bowl of the week.
Honestly, yeah, I could agree. I was going to say that one or the one against me and Swagzation, just like you said, based on projections, and the other ones, they might not keep pace. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go with Orange Kush and Von the Goat.
And they're both Broncos fans, and y'all just traded Bradley Chubb, and y'all got Russell Wilson. Definitely a toilet bowl right there. Yeah. All right, y'all heard it here first. Anything else, Meese, you'd like to say to the league before we wrap this up?
Oh man, let's just keep playing. Let's keep it competitive, and it's a good year so far. So let's keep it that way.
Absolutely. This has probably been one of the more fun years in recent memory. So thankful for everybody because it happens with everybody being involved from Von the Goat being inactive to just Neil's active. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it does take everybody to be involved, and that's what makes it a great league. And I'm excited because then next year what we're going to do is we're going to do gold, silver, and we're going to do bronze. Just so we can have this major hierarchy of gold league GMs talking shit to silver league, but silver league knows that there's a bronze league. Oh, it's going to be great. So I can't wait. So y'all know what it is, man. Have a good rest of y'all's week. Good luck with y'all's matchups. Don't add any players that I'm looking at on the waiver, and we'll be good to go from there. All right. So appreciate y'all. Till next time, baby. We out. Oh, damn. Almost broke my screen.